Alright, how you guys doing? Today I'm doing an overview on the 240, and as I'm going through this car, if you guys have any questions, just feel free and comment and I'll respond to those as soon as possible. But for right now, I'm going to jump right into this. The car is a 1993 Nissan 240SX S13 coupe, and it is the base model, which I'll show as I get inside the car. The body has 130,000 miles on it. There's no rust, the frame rails are all straight. Honestly, the body's in pretty good condition. The motor is an RB26. It had 45,000 miles when he did the swap, and he also built it when he was swapping it, and I'll get into that also. The paint on the car is a forest green metallic from a Lexus, but it's dirty with a shit ton of pollen since I do live in Texas and weather is weird here. The wheels are XXRs and they have the 4-lug pattern, so there is no 5-lug, which I'm probably going to end up swapping on anyway. The brakes are all stock, which I want to switch the front calipers with the 300ZX and probably just leave the stocks rear with the hydraulic e-brake. And I got some time to do that. The suspension is also all stock besides coilovers. That's why it's tucking pretty well. But I'm actually going to raise the front a little bit and keep the rear about that height. I wish it had a little bit more natural camber in the front, but it doesn't, so that's fine. There's two keys for the car. There's the body and then the ignition, and I have not labeled them, so sometimes I get them messed up or mixed up like that. There we go. Oh, it was already opened. Alright, so like I said, the car is not power. Crank windows. Although the AC and the stereo work, and I actually just got an aux cord for the deck. I'll turn those on in a second. The interior honestly is pretty nice as well. The dash isn't cracked. There's a couple holes probably from gauges or some poly was put up there. The gauges, it's oil pressure, water temperature, air to fuel, and boost, and then the turbo timer sitting up there. And also he said there was an alarm on this car, but it never worked. So I actually want to get this hooked up just for safety reasons, but you can see the switch goes up and down. The lights work. There they pop up. I need to revinyl the center console here, make that look a little bit better. The carpet's fine. Back seats are still in the car. I'll probably end up taking those out. And then we have S14 front seats. And they do have the S13 automatic what are they called, seatbelts, and they slide back. This one's not sliding back, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And then on this side, the gauge plot interferes with the automatic seatbelts, so all he has is this lap belt, and I'm probably going to end up doing a harness bar and a harness bar, and then just harnesses up here for seatbelts. The steering wheel is aftermarket, but it does not have a quick release. I'm going to end up doing a NRG hub. And I know I'm saying I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm going to make videos of all of it so you guys will see. The shifter is mated to the RB25. It has a Nismo shift knob, an old one too, with the carbon fiber. It's pretty nice. I want to stiffen up the shifter a little bit, probably get a short shifter kit. But that's about it for the interior. Oh, let me turn it on real quick. Wrong key. You can see, as I said, the dash says 300,000 and then the gas gauge doesn't work. Anyway, here's the gauges before going down. Look nice. There's a turbo timer. You'll see this will turn on. There it goes. Air works. Not the best sound system, but it's something. Actually, my dad's going to put in this theater sound system we have that we're going to put in the other car, which we're going to end up selling. So now we have that lying around. Continuing on, we're going to pull the trunk open and open up the hood. Pull back on this. There we go. And the car is tinted. I think the windows are tinted. They almost have like a purplish tint to them. It has the battery relocation with the yellow top battery. That's nice. The fuel pump sits right there, easy to get to. It's an AEM 440, and there's a spare tire sitting down there too, which I'll end up taking out, weight reduction. put that down. From the back we have the Megan 4-inch Type R racing exhaust. It's pretty tame exhaust. The next video, which I'll probably post by this weekend, I'll have the car running, and it is running rich, which is the one problem, so I'll probably just start it up and give it a couple revs for you guys in the next video. And the first thing you'll see is the valve cover and the intake manifold is paint matched with the exterior, that same 4-screen metallic. The engine, like I said, is an RB26, and it's built with rods and pistons so it can handle power a little bit better. And it's a newer model RB26, so that oil pump, all those problems with the oil and the sump and everything were basically fixed in these generations, and he even has a custom oil pan for it. So that's nice. The turbo's right here. It's a 50 trim with a top mount. It's not a Garrett or anything. I'm pretty sure it's just a knockoff turbo, which will probably end up blowing, and I'm gonna end up getting a Precision, I think a 62. Nice turbo blanket and the braided oil, or the braided turbo lines. He deleted the MAF on it, so it's just the air filter, and that hooked up with you need a standalone to delete the MAF like that, or technically delete the MAF. Front mount intercooler with 4-inch piping, and then a custom made radiator to fit the 240. Those are both nice. Like I said, it has power steering and AC. There's the power steering reservoir, and then the pumps are down there all lined up. Now this power steering pump is leaking a little bit down here, and I'm pretty sure it's from this line down there, so I'll have to take that out and look at it. It has an HKS sequential blow-off valve. I'm pretty sure the intake manifold stock, aluminum coolant reservoir. For fuel, it has the Aeromotive fuel pressure regulator to the stock fuel rail, 1000 cc injectors, and then the fuel pump in the back, which I said was a 440. You can see I did the fuel filter and the oil filter. Also on the previous owner, he ended up taking off the PCV system, and he was going to go to the catch can route, or the separator, whatever you want to call it. So right here is the pipe where that oil vapor is coming out, and it basically makes the car look like it's smoking. And again, you'll see it in the next video. So all I have to do is buy a catch can and plumb that to the correct places, so the oil is not shooting back into the intake, and that'll help some certain problems that can arise with that. So we have the RB26 up front, and then it's mated to a RB25 transmission, and I'm gonna try to get a view of it down here, but it's hard. So if you can see, there's the RB25, and then behind that is a custom one-piece drive shaft, solid aluminum if I'm not mistaken, and then that drive shaft is connected to a S15 V LSD. And I know the 240 LSDs didn't really stand up to power that well, and I'm thinking if this thing blows, I'll probably go to a CAS 2A or something. And as you can see, the exhaust sits very low, but I just need to readjust those hangers and it'll lift up. And that seemed to be most, or about everything for the car. If you guys have any questions, just go ahead and ask me, like I said. And I'm sure I'm missing some stuff. There's a lot to go over on the car, but that's the basics. Oh yeah, the headers are Megan Racing. Then there's the wastegate down here, and the downpipe, I don't know if it's stock or what, but it's right behind the turbo blanket. But yeah, I mean that's about it. If you guys have any questions, again, just ask me, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned for it running, which I'll have up by the end of this week. And yes, that's about it. See you guys.